Hey, Family Guy.
There are a lot of things you can say about The Sopranos. One of the best shows ever made, probably the best depiction of moral death and narcissism I've ever seen in a show, probably the first show I've ever seen to display how insufferable New Jersey Italians are. This is an amazing show, with some amazing plot points and even better humor.
You could have killed those girls.
Now that would have been interesting.
What?
Now that would have been interesting.
What?
Now that would have been interesting. Death just shows the ultimate absurdity of life.
What is this? Are you trying to get me to lose my temper because I'm about to put you through that goddamn window?
But one thing that I don't really see get discussed is the supernatural and scary elements of this show. The Sopranos is famous for these dream sequence, fever dream type scenes because of the way that they're used in the context of whatever's happening in the show. Whether it be Chris seeing his first kill constantly, or Tony passing out because he saw the Uncle Ben rice box, that wasn't supernatural, it was just racist. A big part of The Sopranos has always been about making a commentary on morality. A good example of this is when Dr. Melfi chose not to tell Tony about the guy who assaulted her because she knew what that would do to her. By sicking Tony on this guy like some kind of guard dog, even though frankly it would be 1000% justified, she would essentially be calling in a hit, and that's something she feels she wouldn't be able to live with. There's also the many times that Christopher talks about his first kill, you know, in between writing a very bad movie script and shooting this guy in the foot.
What is it? Do I look like a pussy to you?
No.
I'm serious. Be honest. I won't get mad.
No.
There is also sequences of Tony imagining Big Pussy right after they kill him. I just realized I'm gonna have to censor my language a lot in this video. Big Pussy is his name. The supernatural aspects of The Sopranos have a direct correlation to the morality of the characters in the show. These like scary fever dream visions usually come when a character's morality needs to get tested. It's usually an indication of, hey man, you're doing a bit too much, you dial it back. It's the reason why Christopher sees his first kill, reason why Tony sees Big Pussy in the mirror. Oh! It's not necessarily that the show does these for nothing. No, there's a reason why these visions happen. Usually it's an indicator that a character has gone through a tremendous moral slide. For example, Christopher sees and talks about his first kill kind of throughout the show, because even though he does these things and he's really not a good person, Christopher is not able to cope with the fact that he's doing all this horrible stuff. That's why he keeps remembering his first kill. That's why it gets brought up a lot. But the thing is, and this is the case for everybody in this show, these people are pieces of shit. Not even these supernatural visions can get them right. And maybe that's another aspect of this show that could get talked about, is that the people in the show are so horrible. Not even these like literal like supernatural fever dream moments that are literally made to get them on the straight path can actually get them right. Everybody in The Sopranos is going to hell. I hope this is like a well-known and not a crazy fact that you guys are somehow hearing. These are all very bad people. Tony hates his wife, and that is literally the least of his sins. You know what makes me laugh so much about Tony is that he took what's her name? He took Gloria to the zoo. He took Gloria to the zoo and like made dates with her and shit. Tony hates his wife. All he does with his wife is call her a bitch and then kind of keep it pushing.
It's 2 years ago, Eddie.
Bitch!
Everybody in the show at some point or the other kind of wrestles with guilt, whether it's the guilt of being a shitty husband or the guilt of killing people, which is normal. And even though there's always these sequences that try and warn them to get on the right path, like the Raven when Christopher is doing the Omerta, they never end up getting on the right path. It's kind of similar to how characters in horror movies always need to do just one simple thing to stay alive, whether it's don't split up or call the police or pick up this conveniently placed machine gun. You only need to do one thing to stay alive. The reason why guilt becomes a horror device in The Sopranos is because it's like an unspoken rule that nobody is gonna survive this business, and so morality comes into play a lot. The Sopranos uses these horror sequences to push forward the storytelling of each individual character. Guilt is the emotion that pretty much connects all of the characters in The Soprano at one point or another throughout the show, and because of that, all of them encounter these supernatural instances at one point or the other. They see these things because there is something broken about them and it needs to be fixed. Something about them needs to change in order to avoid the worst kind of end. These people will kill a man at the drop of a hat, but God forbid you run out of gabagool.
Gabagool.
Over here.
Let me try it. Let me try it. Little daughter, I love her, but can I support her? So I'm stressed and I smoke and drink beer more than water. Mom said, clean up your act, but not with water or something like that. 9 to 5 just buys me a quarter, but if I can turn 5 to 9, I do it smarter and get